Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So, this video is going to be everything I knit in 2024. I'm going to start by saying sorry I didn't get an episode out in January. I don't have any finished objects to share yet, so I I know I've put out episodes before where I didn't have finished objects, but I just I don't know. Felt like I wanted to have a finished object before I shared an episode. But I figured I'm overdue for getting my Everything I Knit in 2024 video out, so I thought I would at least get this content to you guys. So, I knit 8 things in 2024. Kind of 8, kind of 7. So, yeah. So I'm going to start with what I'm wearing. This is actually a store-bought sweater. I did not make this. I think it's from Target. I got it secondhand, but I think it's from Target. And then stay tuned to the end of the video because I have a big announcement. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get into the items. I have my notes here. I really like the challenge tab on the Ravelry projects tab in your notebook because it organizes everything you've made in the past year and tells you the date you finished it, and it's all in one place. I really like that. So, alright, let's get into the first item. So, the first item you will have seen in my Everything I Knit in 2023 video. And that is my Geo Gradient shawl. I showed it in that video because I actually finished it January 1st, 2024. So I'm showing it in this video just as a, hey, I technically finished it in 2024. But yeah, this is my Geo Gradient MCAL 2024 or 2023, excuse me. Stephen West, and yeah, so super happy with how this turned out. I'm not going to take the time to go over the yarns I used because I don't remember what half of them are even called, so yeah. But anyways, so that is the first item. The second item is this top. This is the Saltmarsh Cove by Laura Ayler. And sorry, my hair's all over it. Just picking hairs off. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Yeah. So I used yarn from A Whimsical Wood. I'm trying to remember what the base is called. I know it's a DK weight. Anyways, the color was called 90 in a 55, which was a limited edition color she did exclusively for Stephen B. for an event they had. And I bought 4 skeins of it. Actually, I might have only gotten 3. Yeah, I might have actually only gotten 3 skeins. I don't remember. Let me look at my notes here and see. Oh, I did have 4 skeins. Okay. Yeah, I had 4 skeins of it. Mermaid Mischief DK is the name of the base. Whimsical Wood Mermaid Mischief DK in the colorway 90 and a 55. I believe it's a merino nylon blend. So, yeah. So that is a very nice top that I enjoy wearing. And then the next one is, sorry, I've got them all in a pile here, and of course it's the one on the very bottom of the pile. Yeah. Okay, so this is my next one. This is the Duet Tee by Kristen Finlay of Skein Yarn. And I did not use Skein Yarn for this project, but I should note that this was a free pattern. I would have totally paid for it, but it's a free pattern. And so I used on the yoke up here, the solid color is Haiku Madrona. I believe the color was called Wild Mushroom, and I used one cake of it because that yarn comes in cakes. And then my variegated yarn is from a company that went out of business years ago. It's called HPKY, or Hand Painted Knitting Yarns. I believe they eventually ended up becoming Skano, and then Skano eventually went out of business. But this was back when they were still HPKY, or Hand Painted Knitting Yarns. This is their merino nylon sock in the colorway Ada, AIDA, and I think I had 2 skeins of it. So yeah, I think this goes really well together, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Now, one thing I will note, just so you guys know, if you are making a short sleeve top out of Haiku Madrona, and you don't plan on having an undershirt under it, because I only do undershirts under my long sleeve sweaters, because under my short sleeve ones I don't think it's as aesthetically pleasing, which means I have to wash them more often. But the armpits of this top actually felted, which when it initially happened I kind of freaked out because I was very disappointed by that, but hey, at least I modeled it before it did that, so there is that. But I do have a tendency to overheat sometimes, and so I was probably pretty sweaty when that happened, and so the friction and the heat and the moisture all played a role in the underarms of my Duet Tee felting. But it happened on both sleeves. But the first one I showed you, I think it was more significant. But yeah, I can still wear it, and I still do. Well, not lately, since it's February and I live in Minnesota, so I haven't been wearing my short sleeve tops because it's too cold. So I look forward to being able to wear those again. Alright, the next one is this. So this is the Twisted T-shirt by Brianna Lupino of Little Wolf Knits. Yeah, so really happy with this one as well. And I'm going to start with my contrast color. This is Lana Grossa Mielenveit. I will pop the color number on the screen because I don't remember it off the top of my head. I do know that it's a discontinued color, but I don't remember the color number. And then the main color I had 2 skeins of. This is Darn Yarn MN Snuggle Sock. The color is called Arabesque, and I purchased this yarn at Blue Boxer Arts in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Yeah. So, and then this the contrast color, I think I got at Stephen B in Minneapolis. But, yeah. But I'm very happy with this one. And, yeah. So, I'm a little nervous that the Lana Grossa meal invite could felt at some point. But so far, it hasn't. So, yeah. But anyways, so. But that Lana Grossa meal invite was just a 50-gram skein, so the ribbing on the sleeves are a little shorter than the pattern said because I was scared I was going to run out of yarn. So, because I was playing yarn chicken and I think I lost, but the sleeves are still long enough where I can wear it, so I do wear this. So, then the Saltmarsh Cove I finished January 8th, the Duet Tee January 31st, and the Twisted T-shirt I finished March 31st of 2024. And then my next project is this. This is... Oh, I'm blanking on the designer's name right now. Let me look. Yes. Okay. This is the Rays of Sun Tee by Paula Pereira. And I made it using a yarn that I procured at Yarnover in 2023. So this is from Sylvan Meadows Farm, and it is if you're wondering what this button is, it's in lieu of a tag. I sew them into the backs of my sweaters just to denote the back from the front. So that's what that button is. But yeah, so this is I forget the fiber content, and I had planned to ask her at Yarnover last year, but obviously if you guys are not new here, you will know that I didn't make it to Yarnover last year because I was out of town. Pop back to previous videos if you would like to know why, because I don't have time to go over that all again, because I have a dedicated video to that. But yeah, so this I think it was like a 1,300 yard skein or something like that. I forget, but yeah, this skein was like $192 or something. I don't know. It was a huge skein. But this is naturally dyed with indigo, which does mean that my hands were turning blue as I was knitting with it, but I rinsed it several times when I washed it after I completed it. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I will say I do regret not using a Jenny Surprisingly Stretchy bind off. I didn't because I wanted to save time because I was lazy. And I've just gained some weight recently, and I think my arms are a little bit thicker than they were when I finished it. So it is a little tight on my arms, but I can still wear it. Yeah. But anyways. But yeah, it's the Rays of Sun Tee by Paula Pereira. Pattern exclusively available on Nitrino. Yeah, on the Nitrino app. But yeah. Very pleased with this, and I really like it. This yarn's a little scratchy, but it's fine. So, yeah. And I finished that on... looks like April 2nd. And then, my next finished object, I finished on May 11th. This is the Antler Sleeve Sweater by Stephen West. I was actually at Shepherd's Harvest when I finished it. I was just finishing up one of the sleeves. I was so close because this is what I wanted to wear there because I bought the yarn at Shepherd's Harvest in 2023. So, Yeah, like I said, this is the Antler Sleeve Sweater by Stephen West. And I made this using yarn from Vermilion River Alpacas. It's a DK weight. It's their Bumblebee yarn. It's 50% black alpaca and 50% neon yellow hand-dyed superwash merino. Actually, I don't remember if it was superwash or not, but yeah. So this is black and yellow, and so that makes the yarn look green. So it gives kind of an olive green, but it's actually black and yellow mixed together in the same yarn. So yeah, really happy with that one. Okay, then my next finished object was completed on July 7th. So on July 7th, I completed my Doodler shawl. So this is the Doodler by Stephen West. It was the Mystery Knit Along for 2015. And I'm really happy with this. It turned out so good. So color A is the black and white striped yarn. That is Earth Yarn's Unique Sock in the colorway Zebra. Then we've got color B, which is the green. That is Madeline Tosh Euro Sock in the color Malmo. It's Malmo. I think the O might have the two dots on top. I think it's called an umlaut. I don't know. And then color C is the purple, which is Madeline Tosh Euro Sock in the colorway Wino Forever. So, yeah. So that is that, with a giant hair on it, of course, because my hair sticks to everything. My hair sticks to all my hand knit items, but none of my store-bought sweaters attract my hair for some reason. Well, I have one that does, but otherwise none of my store-bought stuff has my hair all over it, but for some reason my hand knit stuff does. I don't know why. Anyways, but that's my Doodler shawl. Really happy with it. And then my final finished object for 2024 was completed on September 11th. And this is the Building Block Shawl by Stephen West. This was the 2016 Mystery Knit Along. I'm not going to get this fully in frame because it is such a wide shawl, and I made the large size, of course, because I always make the largest size of his shawls. So, and also I haven't modeled this one yet because the mural I'd like to do the photo in front of is up northern Minnesota, and so it's like 2.5, 3 hour drive from where I live in St. Paul. So the mural's up north in Parham, Minnesota. I'll pop a photo on the screen of the mural. It's a photo of it I found online. Could be several years before I get that photo taken. I don't know, but it happens to have the exact same colors that are in the shawl. And this was pretty hard to find a background for. It's also pretty tricky to find a shirt for it as well, so. But this is my Building Block shawl. Yeah, it's a super wide shawl, so yeah. But I made it using Madeline Tosh Merino Light. So color A, and I will show you the individual sections because there's sections with each color by itself. Color A is this variegated color. It is called Cotton Candy Daydreams. I believe that's a retired colorway. I don't think they make that one anymore. Anyways, color B is, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, color B is this purple. I believe it's called Ultramarine Violet. and that's one of my favorite Madelinetosh colorways, and they do still make that one. So, yeah. Color C is this orange. It's kind of goldish, orangey, tannish color. I think it reads mostly orange. But this is called Fiddleneck, and that was an exclusive color Madelinetosh did with a collab they did a few years ago with Shibui Knits. Shibui Knits has since gone out of business, but Madelinetosh actually started branding Shibui Knits yarns as their own now, so that'll be cool. But anyways, so this was a collab color with Shibui Knits. It was only available on Shibui Knits Silk Cloud and Madelinetosh Tosh Marina Light. But yeah, Fiddleneck, and so that was my color C. So they don't make that one anymore. And then color D is this reddish pinkish one. This is called Mars in Retrograde. I'm pretty sure they still make this one. So yeah, half the yarn in my shawl is discontinued and half is not discontinued. But yeah, so those are my 4 colors, all Madelinetosh Tosh Marina Light. And I'm very happy with how this turned out. I think it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's everything I made in 2024. So, you guys are probably wondering what my big announcement is. So my big announcement is, now I don't really talk about my other hobbies on this channel. I just talk about knitting and crochet, mostly knitting because that's what I do more often. But my other hobbies are, I really like doing beading. So I make earrings, necklaces, that kind of thing. That's my other hobby. I don't really talk about it on this channel, but back in December, like shortly after my most recent episode, I finally, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, I finally opened an online store where I sell my beadwork. I will pop some example photos on the screen of some pieces I have made that are in my shop, just to give you an idea. It's not photos of everything in the shop, but and then there'll be a link down below to my shop. It's on Depop. Decided to do Depop because Etsy costs money to open a shop. So, and what was holding me back from opening my shop was coming up with the name. But I eventually decided on AS Beading and Jewelry, because AS is my initials for Andrew Sylvester. So, yeah. And, yeah, so if you're wondering, the necklace I'm wearing, I made. This is not in my shop. I just thought it went nice with my sweater. But, yeah. This is not the most typical kind of necklace I make. It was just a random idea I had. So there's nothing like this in my shop. It's all just beaded stuff. This is the other one I'm going to show you. This one is not in my shop, but this one's for myself. But I put these roses on here, and then I got these burgundy beads up the sides, and I've got these iridescent green ones on the edges of these rose beads. And then to finish it off, I have this nice rose clasp. I strung all these beads on this wire, and I attached this clasp myself. So, yeah. So it's stuff like that that's in my shop. Not that particular piece, but the stuff that's in my shop I don't actually have up here with me. It's all downstairs in my beading stuff. But, yeah, so I've been beading almost as long as I've been knitting, maybe even slightly longer. I just used to not do it as often as I do now since I have a business. But I've only made a few sales so far, and it's all been family members, so I I haven't been actively making a bunch of stuff for my shop just because I want to try to sell some of what I have in there first. And there's things I want to make for myself, so I'm doing some of that while I'm waiting for more sales to happen. But I will occasionally pop something in my store. So, yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And let me know in the comments down below, do you guys think that I should do like monthly shop update videos, or do you think I should create a separate social media account for this? By the way, I'm really terrible about this. I'm thinking I should start linking my Instagram and Facebook down below. Haven't decided for sure yet, but I think I'm going to start doing that. I know I've only been linking my Ravelry, but I think I need to start linking my Instagram and Facebook so y'all can follow me there and see more photos of my knitwear. But yeah, so let me know down below if you think I should create a separate social media account. I already post on my regular account whenever I have a new item in my shop. And let me know, do you guys want to see like monthly or a couple times a month or however often? Would you guys like to see shop updates, or would you guys just like to follow my social media, or would you like me to share updates at the end of my podcast episodes? How would you guys like me to do that? Because I want to promote my business. But yeah, I just started it end of December, like right before Christmas. So yeah. So I'm really happy with finally getting that going. But I will never sell any of my knitwear. That's mine. I knit for myself almost exclusively. And if I'm knitting for somebody else, I know that person and it's probably a gift. Because I find when I knit for other people, I tend to lose interest in the project and then it goes on the wayside. Like there's a shawl I've been making for my mom that's project's probably 4 years old by now. Yeah. So yeah, and I need to get it done, but I just haven't been working on it. So, but beading it goes fast enough where I can make things to sell, and yeah. So, and sometimes I have ideas for things I wouldn't wear myself, but I still want to like make the item or whatever, and yeah. So, and then oh, here's another example of something I've done. This one is in my shop. However, it is spoken for. Because in Depop, I do have the option of if somebody wants to buy something in person, such that they don't have to pay shipping, I can just list it as sold and then they can pay me however they want to pay me. Because if you pay through the Depop app or website, you have to pay the shipping. But this one just sold. I'm selling it in person to someone, but this is one that was in my shop also. So, yeah. So, if you would like me to keep sharing things with you guys, I would be happy to. But I should probably stop ranting on about things and get out of here so I can go edit this video and get it up for you guys. But hopefully I will have a podcast episode soon. Because I have a new cast on. Oh, last thing I was going to mention. Updates on GoGo Dynamo. I have completed most of Clue 4. I just have that border on the very bottom left to do. I just needed a break from that shawl for a little bit because I needed a palette cleanser. So yeah, so I cast on a new sweater, and I was working on another sweater. So yeah, so those will be shared with you guys in my next episode, hopefully. um yeah, so anyways, I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you in my next video.